So, first of all, those two holes in the story with the fact that it really wasn't obtained legally by technicality, and the fact that the person that was calling could have just been a prankster, because there was an eBay auction up. If there was a way to find out how to get some of these docs, which is very possible, or which is short for documents online that give your personal info, I'm sure that a team might have said, "Oh, hey, look at this step. Let's go try to research and dig some information about this person, and then let's scare them so they take it off of eBay, and then that gives us more time to do whatever our plan is."
But at the same time, it sounds like he took it out of the dumpster that they threw it in.
I agree, but it still wasn't technically legal. So if there was ever, when it comes down to it, was there ever an actual lawsuit by Apple themselves or any of their affiliates? No.
By the sounds of it, no.
So that kind of leads me to think it was a prank call. But the person was still a good sport. They took it down like they should have. But if it was really Apple that guy even was, which I doubt it was, but let's say Apple had done something and stuff, the real thing to do would not be to suggest that somebody takes it down, but the smarter thing to do would be if Apple would have just bought. If it was really Apple, the smart thing to do there would have been two things if it was genuinely Apple. The first thing they could have done was sue the guy and spend a bunch of money trying to sue the guy, or do a lawsuit or something, or send him a written note at the very least saying that he, like a cease and desist or something. I don't know how that works. I'm not a lawyer, but that didn't happen. Or the second thing is, how about they buy the step? Okay, I'm aware. I actually did some research and was aware that there is no buy it now, but there was no record of anything where the people were actually willing to buy it. The representative didn't mention buying it. Even if it was really Apple, the smart thing to do, if I was Apple, would be to buy the step for $1,000, which would probably, or whatever it causes, to beat all those other stupid bidders. They're probably Apple collectors, memorabilia collectors. You have the company itself buy it for a lower fee than what would probably be the legal cost to fight it, and then Apple got their step back. Everybody's happy. The end. But there was nothing to prove that was anybody genuinely from Apple. So this whole story probably was just a scare tactic by somebody else. I want that guy to get that step and put it back on eBay until Apple actually proves that they contact him.
I think he did put it back up.
Good for him. Well, it's a technicality and stuff. It wasn't legal, but at the same time, I agree that it wasn't that big of a deal. And if it was really Apple, then they would have probably just bought the step or contacted with legal documents. That's always how they do it. It wasn't Apple, in my opinion. It wasn't Apple, because the Apple doesn't do that. It doesn't have one person make threats like that without the legal documentation through email or mail. It's just not. It's fake. It's obviously fake. And I don't think you have anything to contest it, but if you do, whatever. Mass Effect.
Okay, I think we should take a break now.
Yes, let's take a break and come back for part B, because this part has run long. But I did promise you guys an extra long show due to the fact that we had no show last week, and there was a short show for 218. So we'll be back right after this with the second jam-packed, cake-filled episode of Random Sanity Live 2.19 on Genius Radio with Listen to the Difference. And cut. Or should I say pause that recording?
Okay.
I still have 32 stories left.
You paused the recording?
Yes, I did.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, I did, and I'm watching.
Good. Now it's time for that, just the bonus, whatever the fuck segment here. If you're listening live, you can just wait. Check out what's going on Justin.tv/jaded if you haven't already. And
I'll be right back.
Yeah. I want to see Tragic Cactus Xbox Live again. Oh shit, I entered the wrong passcode. I love the password system on Xbox 360. You actually have to use the button combinations instead of the actual numbers, like an actual PIN number. It's like left button A, X, Y. That's my password. for logging into Xbox Live. I'm not saying my actual password, but it's kind of funny because it's like buttons and stuff. There should be a PIN number. It's such a stupid thing. At least there's some sort of way to lock my account. 9.6 gigabytes free. Oh, I want to play Geometry Wars, but I don't. I want to have a timestamp achievement. Oh, by the way, Jaded's probably gone. I don't know if he's gone. But, like, GJ Ranma is, like, still around, believe it or not. He still does his he wants to do his podcast on Disingenuous Radio. I talked to him. So that's good news. He contacted Jaded about the FTP server's password to upload podcasts, so that's pretty cool, I guess.
And I gave it to him, so...
Yeah. But he's gonna actually broadcast again. I asked him through IRC, so he just didn't know any of the stuff anymore, and he didn't remember what episode he had last aired or did with Disingenuous Radio. So I think everything's all patched up there, so that's pretty good too. Now we have another show that actually earned us a user support agent, surprisingly, from the GameSurge IRC network that our station thing's on. His name's, and he actually got invited by one of our newest members of the Disingenuous community, Toagak, and I have to say that that's pretty odd because he's actually been hanging around the IRC channel and listening to some of the programs. I think he might even be listening right now. I think that's pretty cool. You know, he's not nothing special, but you know, it's kind of interesting to have somebody that's not a snob and doesn't think that they're better because they have a certain position somewhere. Because I've met other people that have been quite snobby. But so Toagak has his own show about weird technology and actually mostly homebrew and open source software, and that's the ADD Sugar Techno Hour or something. Subject title to change, but that's what it's called right now. And that's on I don't know when that is. That's like Saturday night, like right before or after the Katsune's Ask All About Japan show. So we're getting more programs on Disingenuous Radio. There's not just one program here. It's a lot of more programs. They're just not just in TV. So.
Can I ask something?
You know.
Can I ask
not
something?
that anybody's ever gonna listen, but you know what? You know, hey, it doesn't really matter.
Can I ask something? What in the world is this right here that I'm kind of circling right now?
What is? Oh, here's the thing, Jim. You remember how you were talking about the negative cake? Well, after that, during the podcast, here's the secret. I actually was teased you by moving the cake to the left of the camera, or the right of the camera on that on JTV. And what I did was keep the negative filter over where the cake is. And I was eating the cake off camera so that the cake was still negative, and then I moved over to the left, and I actually revealed my face. But you were talking about the cake being negative, so I did not make the cake. I kept the cake as negative cake over there off camera. That was the whole thing. You have not seen the cake without that annoying little film filter to the right. And you won't see the cake because when I take the filter off, I'll have already eaten the cake. And yes, Portal 2 is confirmed. That's why I'm eating cake. So that's why that filter's there, Jaded.
Okay.
But Jaded, don't worry. I know you're annoyed with that filter, so hang on.
I'm not too annoyed with it. As a matter of fact, I'm just looking at...
Hang on, no, fix it! I'm fixing it. It's okay. Jay, you need to calm down because it's not cool to complain about special effects because we worked hard for the special effects on this show.